when you sell all rights, that means you as a creator are forfeiting your intellectual property to a person or organization. If you change your mind, there's little to no legal recourse. You do not own it anymore, and the new owner can do whatever they wish with it. When we got our startup Cuddler acquired, we had nothing to do with the decisions made after the fact. It may be worth the trade-off, but bankruptcy is when an individual or organization says it's not able to pay the people that it owes. However, this doesn't automatically make the contract invalid, as you may still have the commitment with the individuals or organization that actually bought the bankrupt assets. Your contract should spell out the details of cosign, means taking some responsibility for another person's actions. This can make the deal sweeter because that means not just one person is liable for the commitment. However, if the original person defaults on the commitment, that means the cosigner and the original person are in trouble. That's why you should be careful when you default. It means that one of the contract signers didn't hold up their end of the agreement. Unless negotiated, the other party can cancel their part of the commitment, and that means requesting the goods, services, or money back. And that's what happens when you do. Getting equity means getting a piece of the company. Often it's done as a replacement for money when there isn't as much money available to pay you traditionally. If the company is bought, then that means you will get a piece of the stock or the money that it was bought for. And if the business goes out of business, that means that equity is worthless. That's why it's a risk to force majeure, literally meaning act of God. It's an event happening outside of our control. Think of a natural disaster or a government collapse. Some contracts can be canceled when you agree to something in perpetuity. That's a fancy way of saying forever. The company could change hands. You can get the best lawyers in the world. There could even be a catastrophic event. It doesn't matter. They still own yours. You better make sure whatever you get out of it is worth it, because the points and percentages are the piece of the full pie that we get as creators. Often we're focused on the upfront money or the advance, but the points and percentages allow us to get a bigger chunk out of each item sold. The upfront money comes once, but the royalties can come forever. That's why you should also negotiate hard. For reverting your rights back means getting your intellectual property back from an organization. Instead of selling all rights, you license, partner, or otherwise give your rights to an organization for a set period of time. When that time is done, the rights revert back to you. Now, sometimes you can get lucky and negotiate your rights back when a company goes out of business, when something goes out of print, some type of unusual circumstances. Otherwise, you don't have control over your work anymore. That's why it's important to spell out how the work for hire contract means that you're working exclusively for someone else, not for yourself. And unlike an all rights contract, you actually don't have any rights to give away. And the only required compensation is the money that's being offered in the contract. So you can come up with a cure for the common cold. You can create the next thriller. You can even do the next billion-dollar startup idea. It doesn't matter. Nothing more is owed to you. Now, there's nothing wrong with getting a paycheck. Recognize